Hello, everybody. My name is Rentonson. You know, honey, what time it is, and you know I'm twice as nice. Welcome to the Republic of Hip Hop. Bona kiri Limpopo, rise up. Today I have with me rapper, software developer, bona kiri all-round performing artist. Hi, Thulo.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Good to have you here.
Finally, we've been trying to get it together.
Like we've been, right? Yeah. No, but I feel like the universe works in its own way, and there's a reason that you could make it today.
100%.
Now, I mean, first time I saw you, it was called Any Given Sundays.
Correct.
But I've also seen you on social media here and there.
Yeah.
And I might know who you are, but who is Thulo to someone who doesn't know you yet?
Thulo is a artist, composer, producer. Like you mentioned, software developer from Limpopo. Got a really good story to tell. And I have, we've somehow developed a platform to tell that story. And yeah, that's mainly who I am.
Speaking of stories, one of the chapters in your life that I found most interesting was how from a very young age, you went from a church instrumental percussion background.
Correct.
Now, how did we fall in love with hip hop? How do we fall in love with rapping and storytelling? Because, I mean, from an instrument perspective, you just have a very good ear, right?
Thank you.
Which leads to your production. But now, how do we get into hip-hop?
Uncles. I mean, uncles are low-key the biggest inspiration for a lot of South African hip-hop artists. I mean, he always had, Park before, social media, so it was really hard to get that stuff. But he'd always come back with like written copies of, I mean, it's taboo now, but R. Kelly at the time was hot, and the melodies that came out of there were insane. And it just felt nice being able to reproduce those melodies using church instruments. So it was crazy that I could sit and play along to my favorite artist's song. That link just, helped me fall in love with hip hop.
It just blew your mind, eh?
Correct.
You are known to be a perfectionist, and with that being one of your building blocks, how do you then turn that into your music? How do you make sure that everything, like for instance, I know you're very melodical. How do you turn parts of your perfection and melodies into a perfect all-round song?
The process is actually really, really long. I mean, there's songs on my first tape that are about like 5 years old. So a lot of the time I'll go in studio with like a producer and we'll have a discussion about an idea, about a feeling, about something that we want to express, or even just general conversation. And from that, we'll sit and try to find a sample in that direction. So if we're trying to, like with the previous tape as well, a lot of it is very dusty. And so we went for very dusty guitars and very dry melodies. So, and that just helps set the world to communicate what we want to communicate. So with the producer and the story, it just becomes like easy.
I love how you just described your previous tape, né? But we're not going to get into that now.
Got you.
You were first part of a music group, right?
Yeah.
Not even just one, like numerous music groups.
Yeah.
What made you go solo? Was it because of the group dynamics and conflicts, or did you feel that you weren't going to grow? Or no, what about Beyonce?
It's a bit of everything, especially that last one.
Well, you know what? I love the fact that over the spotlight.
No lie, yeah. Like, I mean, a group dynamic is amazing. You write less verses.
But you have to
people.
Blend in all the time. You have to dim yourself down like all the time.
Exactly. And even some ideas just get diluted in other people's opinions. So whatever you're trying to say in the beginning, someone comes up with an idea that links to a campaign. Exactly.
The exact same way that you'd want.
Sure.
So now are they, how do I say this? Is there no animosity between you and some of the people you're in groups with? Because oftentimes groups break up because certain people aren't pulling the weight that they're supposed to. Or certain people aren't as serious, as motivated, and putting in as much effort as everybody else, or not doing anything at all and just riding other people's waves. So is there any animosity between you and your previous group members?
No, thankfully, because our working relationship is based on like a deeper relationship. We're brothers first. And When it comes to music and business, I don't know how we're navigating. I mean, we do have like quarrels and everything and back and forth, but we've been blessed enough to always cherish the actual relationship over what happens in business. Even the guys that I work with now are guys I've been working with from the age of 15, 14.
So there's that strong foundation of your guys having a relationship outside of the music.
Correct.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What was your goal? I want to go into the music. Because a favorite song of mine, I don't know why nobody put me onto this. Ne? I mean, it had to take me literally digging into your life. Digging into your life to hear the song. You know? And for me, it's one of my favorites. So what was your goal when you did Tarantino and Bellas? Because for me, it's like, ooh, I hear like, you know that sample, I'm a bad man. That's literally what I heard when I heard like I'm a bad man. I was just like, shit, yeah.
I mean that was an expression of ego,
okay.
of more than anything, just reflecting on the thoughts of a naive young man of thinking that the world is completely your perception. And just buying into that ego and just letting it out. Because a lot of the other songs are just reflective and not really chest thumping. So Tarantino for me was that reminder to people that, listen, I'm bad.
And I like that you didn't use like the normal assassins and heroes for James Bond, or John Wick. It's very rare. Like not a lot of people have full knowledge on the Tarantino books and movies, right? So for me, it was just like, wow, like know that book. When you know something and someone else knows it, and you're just like, what the fuck? I get you.
Got you. Yeah, I grew up on that guy's discography or filmography completely, in as much as my parents didn't allow it because it's very
it's
bloody stuff and
restrictions.
But somehow
I only also got exposed to it like in high school when I was around 16, 17.
Exactly. But again, my uncle had this PC that when you go off to varsity, you come back with the hard drive full of movies.
Yeah.
And he had this collection of Tarantino movies, and I just sat there like, over and above the violence and because that's the facade for the actual story he's telling. There's always something deeper about like the human condition or reflection. So I appreciate the artistry of it, of going, okay, here's all this grotesque stuff, but there's a story under it. Yeah.
There's a deeper meaning.
Exactly.
Let's go into, I hope I pronounced it right.
Yeah.
Ketla tapes.
Correct, 100%.
Is it like Ketla, like old man?
Old man tapes.
Old man tapes.
Exactly.
Because umabedi man.
Exactly.
What? Ketla kintatamholo and
kintatamholo.
I'm like, is it Ketla? Because people pronounce things differently nowadays.
Yeah, it was risky.
Very risky. Now, what was the main concept behind Ketla tapes?
Like I mentioned before, it's a reflective piece. Just reminding myself as well that, hey, dude, you've been through a lot. And also you've made mistakes. You're human. You come from this place. It's literally just like, just self-reflective mostly.
So Accounts and Red Apple have a similar theme.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I got. Was that right?
Keep going.
Now, what I want to know is how would you react if someone came to you and they swipe left on your music and they swipe left on your hustle and they like, cut the lights, cut the cameras. What would your reaction be? Because there's so much confidence, but yet you're showing the human side of saying, yes, I have the confidence, but believe in my dream because this is what I aspire to be.
Correct. My reaction to people, I don't know. It really doesn't bother me more than I thought it would. Because initially, when you release, you have that angst of like, okay, what are people gonna think? But then, as soon as the project was together and I played it over and over again in the car over months, I became okay with the idea of the project itself, rather than people's reactions. The reactions, Yeah, sure. I mean, the biggest fear is that I get no reaction.
Oh.
Indifference for me is
no
is
reaction
scary.
at all.
So if you don't like it, but like you really don't like it, that's fine because you have an opinion. But going, yeah, sure, that's even scarier.
Speaking of you saying it wouldn't bother you,
Yeah.
brings me back to Tarantino, and
Correct.
we spoke about him earlier. Would you say he's your alter ego?
Oof, fully.
Hectic.
Yeah, like fully.
Hectic.
It's
You're bold. You're so bold. Like, and you're literally bold. Okay. I wasn't trying to have puns.
oh, we're spitting bars.
Bro, like, I need to stop hanging around too many rappers.
You need more vocalists on the show.
Because, like, you are so bold. Like,
I mean, it's either you go for it or you don't. I've never been apologetic. I've never understood being able to do that. But yeah, it's just the boldness I get from experience, from I'd say the church experience mostly, because there you get exposed to a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
It's like 14 years of church will do something to you.
ne?
Yeah.
So wait, you grew up in the church, like
Correct.
you literally like parents.
Yeah.
How was that like?
It set a strong foundation for me.
But
Morally.
did it not make you question, or does it not make you question reality and life right now? Because I have a similar background where I also grew up in a very strong religious family, but it's like now I'm just like,
I mean,
you know?
the foundation is right. I mean, the moral foundations of Christianity is correct. It's just some of the principles don't hold in today's world, which it kind of makes it difficult to navigate life in general, and also life as an artist, because the foundation is expression. And growing up in the church, you're taught a lot that the ways you want to express yourself and the way you think, or it's like demonic or evil,
and it limits your creativity as well. You kind of, and you try to sort of mold what you have into those specific principles, which gets hard.
It gets
which gets really,
crazy.
really hard.
Like even with doing the music now and going back home, and you know, there's still church and Bellas is out, and I'm rapping about the things I'm rapping about. It's kind of tricky.
I was about to ask Coriso now, what did your parents say when they hear Bellas?
My mom actually called me the day it went on radio, and she just started singing the hook.
She's a mom first before she's a Christian. But now I stand a queen. Yeah, give 'em.
100%.
So she calls you, and then
just started singing the hook and just saying that
dope.
she's proud.
That's actually so sweet.
So, I mean, I'll take that or focus on moments like that rather than someone not liking my shit. That, come on.
On Imperfections.
Yes.
You're featuring Lincoln Long, right?
Yeah.
And it gives me a soulful type of feel.
Yeah.
Were you trying to showcase your versatility and saying that apart from Bellas, apart from Tarantino, apart from Accounts, this is the softer side of me?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. It's very much in the vein of, like you mentioned, just showing the again the melodic side of things. In as much as chest thumping is fun and you know the ego is nice, but laying down truth on like a nice melody, just there's something about it.
I also feel like it makes you more gangster. Like it makes you gangster to be able to be that, you know, sensitive and that open on a song. It makes you. So are you not afraid of wearing your heart on your sleeve? Because some of the lyrics in that song are very personal. Yeah. You know?
Very, very personal.
They're very personal, and a lot of people would be too scared to share what you're sharing. Like, you know?
Yeah.
So are you not afraid, or does it not scare you to wear your heart on the sleeve, especially in a very aggressive and competitive and cutthroat industry?
I've found that wearing my heart on my sleeve a lot of the time is my strength in a lot of situations where people will shy away or try put up something else that's not there, and then they can't keep up that facade. For me, the it's hard. I'm not saying it's easy to be that open, but the benefits of it for me, from an artist point of view, is that I don't have to explain myself anymore. If something or some insecurity comes up and you don't understand it, go back to the first tape. Even for my kids, whenever they're whatever age and they're going through, and explain to them, dude, I was going through the same thing. It's right there on the tape. So having that truth recorded is more important than what people will do with it for me. Yeah, that's.
I like the fact that you're very firm in who you are and grounded in the type of life that you're living. What is your relationship like with your dad at this current moment in time?
Very good. Very good.
I'm
thankfully.
glad. No, I'm so glad. When I wrote down this question, I'm like, yo. I really hope. I'm like, yo, I really hope he's not gonna be like, fuck that nigga. Like, I'm so glad. Because when I heard you talk about your dad, I'm like, yo, this is especially for a boy child growing up.
Yeah.
It must have been even hard for you to tell the world that, you know, my dad was 22. He made mistakes too.
He was out here.
But I'm okay with it. So, do you guys have a good relationship?
Yeah, if anything, the tape spoke to that recently because even before I released the song, I sent it to him just to like clear things out and not have him, And he called saying, "Yo, dude, I have no problem with this. Not even I have no problem. Like, give me more of this over and above everything else I had sent him. I had sent him Tarantino accounts, and he's like, yeah, these are nice." But out of all of them, I think his reaction, like, really, really reassured me. Yeah, and since then we've started talking like crazy, and not
That's
even
so
started
sweet.
talking. It's I don't know how to describe it.
Like you smile when you talk about him, so it shows me that you guys have a good relationship, and I'm happy because a healthy relationship with your parents, guys, is one of the most important relationships to have. Yeah. Like, especially where we're at, like we're in our 20s. Exactly. So that's like kind of tricky. You don't know if we are
Exactly.
So having that support and that love means a lot,
Very much.
Now, private.
Yeah.
How do you keep your life private? Because speaking of me digging into your life.
Yes.
Your social media is mostly like a professional platform, right? So now, yes, in your music, you do let us know about some of your personal issues or like your personal milestones.
Correct.
How do you keep your life so private? Also, how is it so easy for guys to keep their life private? We said, nah, I'm a kid, a beggar. The world must see who I'm eating a chili cheese.
I don't know. For me, it's about the moment. I actually had this discussion with a friend recently. About like being in a moment versus taking that moment. So my friends are also teaching me that, yo, dude, you have to document shit and stay relevant and stay visible. But at the same time, I tend to forget to capture those moments because I'm just in there. Like if I'm having lunch, I'm having lunch. And I'm not gonna video it now. It's hard.
You know
it's
what's
hard.
funny, ne?
Yeah.
I was also talking to my other friend. She's a serious influencer.
Sure.
So she will snap her food and whatever. We went out for lunch this other time, and then she's snapping. Only after like I ate half my plate, I'm like, oh, I should have actually snapped it.
Because it was nice, right?
I literally just went in, and then she has all these aesthetics, and I was like, okay, I need to.
Exactly.
So I perfectly understand what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay. Set it off sounds like a launch.
Yeah.
And for me, the way
pick that up. Nice. Yeah, got you.
So when I listen to it, I'm like, like it's at the end.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like a launch to me. So it's the last song.
Exactly.
What are you launching?
How do I describe it? It's a very long story. It's a very long story. And I don't know how to not like give anything away. Yeah, like it's so hard. It's so hard.
Okay.
But it's a journey. It's for those following, man, there's a lot we're gonna unpack.
Is it going to be a full-on album?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Are we going to get visuals?
Yes, actually. Very soon.
I'm glad I got that out of you. Listen. I know it's hard for you guys to tell, your people what you're working on. Because also, but
strategy
but
also,
also strategy.
Yeah.
So it makes me feel good knowing that there's something bigger coming.
100%.
It's like an avalanche.
Yeah,
coming.
I mean, the lockdown delayed a lot of things. We had to adapt a lot of strategy, and because taken from the model of guys overseas, going on the road on the back of releasing a project and visuals and doing a whole press run is really vital, because then you really help grow your brand from a fertile level and visiting high schools and varsities and wanted to do all of that, but then.
One thing I love about you understand the logistics of running and dropping a project. Also.
Can't just put it up, dude. You can't. That doesn't work.
You're one of the few artists who have been on here who understand that. Or if you go to schools, children are the ones that pay the most. Exactly. Children are the ones that will grow with you. That's how Nasty C got to being Nasty C. Exactly. He started in high schools. You understand what I'm saying? That's how Stino and 20 got to be Stino and 20. They started at high schools and they understood that the children, the youth are the ones that are paying. The parents have the money, but the kids will be like, Apple Music, Spotify.
And the kids aren't at drama.
Thank you.
No, the kids aren't there. Nah.
God bless your hustle.
Thank you so much.
You are in it for the long haul. Yeah. And you get it.
100%.
Like,
100%.
Speaking of getting it, you're signed to Unmuted. Right?
Correct.
How much freedom do you have there?
Thankfully, as partly creative director and strategist as well, like I get to
I love how you just like
sneak it in,
like slightly just director, casually so. I love it for you.
I mean, with the team that we have, we're able to move around a lot. Like I mentioned, these are my brothers first. Yeah.
And I must say, shout out to you guys for all the events that you're doing.
Thank you so much.
There's one that a friend of mine was playing at Go Kitcheners. You guys always do these unmuted events. Yeah. And whenever I see the glow lights.
Yeah. It's going down. It's going down.
I know. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you guys for doing that and not just focusing only on the music, but on, on celebrating the culture and preserving it in terms of performances wise.
Thank you so much. Thank you so.
We see you, and I feel like you need to get your flowers now and not 10 years down the line when Unmuted is like.
Thank you so much. Actually, and that came from necessity. Actually, I mean, because necessity breeds evolution. So. At the beginning, like I mentioned, we wanted to go on the road and we had all these plans. Then the lockdown hit. Then for about 2 months, we had to sit back. And, when it was really locked down and you really couldn't do anything. I mean, by then, the events that we're doing weren't in existence. So we started off with Unmuted Radio. So every Friday between 6 and 7, you log on to Instagram. We play you, a fresh catalog, stuff that's not released. And that picked up. We'd average good numbers per week. So we figured, how do we convert that? Because that's an audience
into
setting.
Crowds. And crowds will come because they already know you guys.
Exactly. So as soon as they lifted the restrictions a bit, we were able to cut a deal with Kitcheners. And that was the birth of Unmeet the City.
And y'all were able to I mean, it's also nice raking in the bag.
It's for the culture. It's for the culture.
Best performance to date?
That I've done. Oof. By myself or with the crew?
By yourself.
By myself.
By yourself with the crew. Any best performance that you've ever had? When you got off stage and you're like, holy shit.
That was crazy. The ones... Okay, the ones with the group, the most memorable one we did was Vit's Freshers. We went on at around 11:30, which was a peak set.
Yeah.
We went on before AKA, so we cut a deal with some other DJ. Can't mention him. Shout out.
Shout out to that DJ.
And we got a crowd of 16,000 people, and we went from no one knowing.
Like a mosh pit.
Dude, it was huge. It's Freshers, and as a first big performance, getting on stage, it was a bit like whoa. But then once we started and people started feeding back, we were shocked. And from there, we realized that now we have to follow through on this. And then from a solo perspective, it would have to be the first Unmeet the City. Purely because it felt like, damn, we pulled it off for the first time.
Did it feel like home?
It, the stage felt like home more than anything. It didn't feel like we were there under anyone else's guise or under anyone else's intention. We controlled the energy, which I enjoyed.
That.
Yeah, we did that.
You did that.
We did that. So, yeah.
Before I let you go,
Already.
I know,
Right?
right? I know. I'm gonna play with you a game called This or That, right?
Okay, cool.
So you need to pick one or the other.
Got you.
Just pick Draper or Lincoln. They know it's not personal. They know the job is like a bit, you know.
Yo, we're coming in high.
I cannot go to politics, mara just like.
Wow. Okay. Lincoln Long.
I actually thought you were gonna pick Draper. I swear.
No, Draper will be fine. He's my boy. He'll be fine. He's my bro. Love you, dog.
Okay. Tarantino or Bellas?
Tarantino. Yeah.
Private or accounts?
Accounts. A little more swag in accounts, yeah.
Old Lupe or Lil Wayne?
Yo, wow.
Don't pick the wrong answer, because there's a wrong answer here.
Old Lupe for me.
I'm
Old
disappointed.
Lupe.
Throughout our whole entire
the
chat,
foundation of
you decided
my whole
to
thing.
disappoint me.
But Daydream, Jill Scott.
Wayne.
No ways.
Wayne.
Not that jam. Not that jam.
Last one, Ricky Rick or Shane Eagle?
Tough. Flop. How is this the toughest one out of
They have to be tough.
Shane Eagle.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Really respect what he's doing. Like it's tough. And he's making it look so easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for putting through.
Dude, thank you.
Where can
Thank
people
you.
book
Thank
you, follow you, get in contact with you, unmute the city, everything?
You can follow me on everything, Instagram, Twitter, not on Snapchat or anything like that. TikTok coming soon, pending a lot of conversations. It's Laux, Thulo. Yeah, on everything. Follow me.
The bad man himself. Listen, we came, we saw, we conquered. Thank you so much for playing through.
Thank you.
I actually enjoyed our chat.
Oh, dude,
I
so
really,
much.
really enjoyed our
so
chat.
much.
And I wish you all the best. Can't wait for for when the restrictions go down.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the next Unmuted event.
We got something
I'm
nice.
definitely pulling through to that one. Yeah. So, yeah. But from me to you, it's all love. Listen, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, The Drop Uncensored, The Drop Hip Hop Uncensored on YouTube. Tell your people to tell their people, Bona, the Republic of Hip Hop. We came, we saw, we conquered. Get it all around South Africa. Even Limpopo came to the table. Listen, you gotta put some respect on this name. Get it taken Rin Tintin on all social media platforms because you know I'm twice as nice, honey. But from my heart to yours, it is all love. Until next time, bye.